We are back this week with another movie review. Roger's pick this week. This is for his birthday. Wild March was his pick. 1969, correct? Sam Peckinpah. One of your favorite films? Yes? Yeah.
One of my favorite directors. One of his best films.
Yeah. It was a good film. I I think I've heard you say before, Roger, this is one of your favorite films. I haven't seen it, and I love it. Just because I was exposed to Tarantino first, obviously I'm like, this reminds me of a Tarantino film, when in fact it's just the opposite. Tarantino's film have Peckinpah's influence all over him, like all over him, even from his logo, Band Apart. You know, I mean, it looks like this movie. It was in this movie.
Well,
I saw that.
If you watch The Getaway, you know, Steve McQueen wears the black suit with the white shirt underneath the black tie. Peckinpah had Steve McQueen wearing that in the 70s, before Tarantino was, you know, so it's interesting when you study your film history and what you actually learn and what comes from what. With like the slow motion kills, you can find that in like a lot of Kurosawa films. Kurosawa was influenced by John Ford, an American Western director that did the John Wayne films and stuff. So a lot of them, like Stagecoach and The Searchers.
Yeah, I think artists of any age borrow from each other and build on it.
That's the line I'm letting you see, I guess.
Peckinpah he really humanizes it. It's like what today audiences might find superfluous in a film. He highlights and it almost humanizes every character and shows like a duality in them in a way. It's strange. Like he makes you. I think he takes to this in a sense that he's like, what would it feel like to be there? And he creates a scene until it's as detailed as it can be and still be timely enough to get his point across.
He really takes the time to show you everything that's
around. He does.
Fills your like mind with the geography of the scene
and what it is to be in that place and in that time. And he doesn't really polish it. Poverty. Yeah, it's awesome. I thought he's a general. They call him the general, but I'd say he's a warlord kind of guy.
Okay.
I mean,
maybe
he was an actual general in the Mexican military. Maybe he is. He probably is a general in the military, but you know,
this is so corrupt.
Yeah, it's just so corrupt. This is what he does, and I think he's just like it's degenerated into a warlord of that area and everything, and that's what he does. I mean, who's going to do anything about it.
He seems lost.
Yeah, well, he's drunk out of his mind, and he has a lot of power. He looks down at the boy, you know, which is what I said. He humanizes him, you know, and that little boy is so admiring him, and
and brave. He's just like the general. He's showing his bravery by standing there, smiling, and there's war going on.
Definitely, it was a western. Definitely paced as a western. There was no questions about that.
To me, it was more than just a western for sure. There was a lot going on there.
Yeah, there definitely was a lot going on.
And it's almost like, in a way, it's like a character film. You know, that's what it is. It's you get your introduction in the beginning, even with the I guess the intro would be like old timey photos. But they introduce the characters there. In the end, they revisit them again. They show them again.
Yeah, and they're laughing, smiling, and everything.
Yeah.
The film as it passes on. Yeah.
Because really, the film, other than that, I guess it's not a totally somber note that it leads you on, because Deke, is that the character's name, Deke? He's sitting outside the gate, and he's and so he gets to join up with the old crew and stuff like that. But
it's only Freddie Sykes, played by Edmund O'Brien.
He's just this guy. He goes like, "I'm gonna steal this girl." And he goes over there, takes him away. He's got tobacco. If you could go there. At least I felt like I was there. I don't know if she was like. From what I remember, she was disgusted by it, probably because I was.
I can't wait to pick another movie where he's in it and you try to recognize him.
Yeah, from that character.
Yeah, because I can't do it very well myself.
When he drinks that whiskey. And then he hands out, I was like, oh, I could never be after that dude. There's no way I could ever be after that guy. And then he hands it to
He just downs the whole thing.
I would have been happy to be the guy that didn't get any. You know, he feels like he's Raz, but I've been like, after that dude, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, completely appropriately named though.
It was
the Wild Bunch. From like they're swimming in big vats of wine with 3 ladies. You know.
Which Sam Peckinpah hired. They were actually hookers. They weren't.
They weren't actresses. They were actually
They were
prostitutes.
actually prostitutes. Yes.
Where was this filmed at?
It was in Mexico.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, so was Bring the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Yeah. Well, you could probably get away with a lot filming down there. There was probably no regulations, nobody breathing down his neck for stuff. Why not film down in Mexico?
He's definitely an on-location kind of director, not in the studio, because he hated the studios.
I thought this film was it was like, when it started out, you're like, okay, who's going to be the bad guy? Who's the protagonist, you know what I mean, in the group here, or what's going on here? Because you had the guy with the mustache, I don't know I can't remember, is he like a bounty hunter?
Pete Thornton?
Yeah.
He's not a bounty hunter. He was part of the bunch, and he's going to prison, and it's like a plea bargain. Like
And they whipped him in prison.
Yeah.
Tortured
Ate him.
Yeah, they tortured him. And that's why they're using him to find his old buddy.
Find the old wobble.
Because they think alike. They spend a long time together. If
And
anybody
you
can
see
find him, he can.
He's leading him right to him.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
But he keeps giving them idiots.
Yeah.
Strother Martin and
Oh, the 2 rednecks.
that fight over each other.
Yeah.
TC.
They're friggin' idiots.
Yeah. Now, those characters supposedly put on a homosexual undertones because they wanted to, and they took it to Sam Peckinpah, and he liked the idea. So those characters, there's certain, if you pay attention, there's certain in the beginning when they fight over the boots, and you're like, you ought not talk to me like that, that scene. But there's also people that talk about the undertones when Dutch in the beginning talks about not having any other way to Pike Bishop at the campfire and everything.
Yeah.
About how but it's male camaraderie and how they stick together till the end. That's what this movie also has in it. And this is what he talks about when they start to fall apart, when they're riding together and they fall down. Do you even understand what happens there?
Yeah, what did, the old man took them the wrong way down the cliff and the
that's
horses fall over.
That's the thing, right? You're watching the movie and things happen, you're like, what the fuck just happened there?
Yeah.
It catches you off guard because it keeps you...
And somehow he either let him down the hill or he fucked up with the horses or got
They
them
all
bad
turn into
horses.
tumble down the sand.
Yeah, very dangerous. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I think I laughed because I was just like, what the hell, man? This is crazy.
So they weren't happy about it, and they were about to kill the guy.
Yeah.
Well, it was when he gives a monumental speech where he says you've got to stick together to the end. If you don't do that, you're some kind of animal.
That's what it is. Yeah, that was the one.
He goes to get up on his horse, and his
stirrup breaks, and then he
falls down on his back and looks like a fool in front of
Looks old.
Yeah, and Warren Oates, his character, questions whether they should stick with him or if they should just
split.
He's
like, you can't even, how are you supposed to run somebody down? You can't even get on your horse. Yeah, he gets up and it's like, oh, and everybody's like, oh,
okay,
maybe you can, alright. But it's until they get the guns that they really give them the respect and understand that they
and I think that's why they play the joke on Warren Oates there, because he's the one giving the shit before. So at the end, when they pass the bottle around, they don't give it to him.
Yeah.
And it's the ultimate joke, because it was his brother that shared it, was in on the joke in the beginning, So it's just a good way to, make them eat crow. Ben Johnson's characters, the other brother's characters' way of, kind of redeeming or saying sorry without having to say sorry, offering him his bottle of icy after a good job well done.
Yeah, that's what that was completely
Yeah.
about. He was kind of giving him an honor. He's like, dude, my bad.
Yeah.
Good looking out.
You did it, dude.
Yeah.
You did it.
And it's smooth.
Yeah, they just pull the take it. They
Take
take it off.
The angels hiding in the water, though, that's smooth. I always like that. Who appears and pops up and he's like, just do your job.
In the trough.
Yeah.
Falls.
He said it was improvised. It wasn't in the script. That and the walk at the end of the film was improvised, which is crazy to think that wasn't in the script. But yeah, it wasn't in the script. There was he was just supposed to be. They were supposed to be at the whorehouse or the brothel, and then they're just going to appear, I guess, at that gateway, which is pretty iconic looking. It probably would have been the iconic picture of the film, but they had the iconic walk instead.
There's a lot of things in this film.
There's a lot of beautiful cinematography going on
there's
all
tons
over the
of
place. like real wide skies, real like long like mountain range with valleys and more mountains, and then skyline, and then there's like just loads of like clouds and skies. It's just full of everything. Like it's a real lush green trees and scenes. It's just a beautiful film.
Yeah,
Michael Madsen said he feels like you can taste the sand.
Yeah.
And you do when you like tumbling down. It's like, goddamn, the camera's so close to it.
yeah, those dunes just forever.
My favorite shot was the train, when you first see the train like roll in across like the valley and across that plain. Reminded me of being back home in California, like seeing those train tracks and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool seeing that. I think it was well shot. The whole train scene was shot well for me. I liked all that. Like even like all the way to the part where they blew the bridge up. That whole scene was really well done.
And that's a real blowing a bridge up with horses and actors on it, stuntmen.
Yeah.
Not a CGI.
No. They blew the bridge
They
up.
blew the
and there
bridge
were
up,
people-
and it had to like blow at the right time so that the platform would fall, so they would all fall together or not. It would be very dangerous. And it's a big explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did good.
William Holden was the star of the film. He was Pike Bishop.
Okay.
Robert Ryan was Deke Thornton.
Yeah, Pike Bishop looked really familiar, so I don't know what else I've seen him in.
But you did recognize Warren Oates? Or
He was one of the brothers. I mean, the only really reason I recognized him is because you were commenting on it when we
Okay.
were watching the
Yeah,
thing,
that's
and I was like,
Benny.
oh, that's him, okay.
That's Benny from Bringing the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Yeah, he looked different. He looked
Yeah.
he looked different to me in
Well.
Bringing the Head of Alfredo Garcia,
This is
obviously.
true.
That's a good character actor.
Yeah.
He's like Gary Oldman, you know. He blends in, he can do so many things, and he's one of the best ever.
I actually usually take a lot of notes. I was like, I don't want to sit here and take notes. I want to watch what's
Well,
going on to
yeah.
see if we're really good.
There's
And
a
I
lot
just-
to just watch.
yeah,
enjoy.
and it's a lot to digest.
Well, did you like the scene at the end where Pike is firing the machine gun? And it's just like
He
it's
dies
just
with his
Yeah.
hand on
excessive.
it.
Like
Yeah.
they kill so many people. Like the body count in this thing is outrageous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like
Outrageous.
everywhere.
They're
right on top
funneling
of
in.
each other.
Just funneling, and they move over here. Just it's like they just keep coming. Like, why do you guys keep running up the stairs? Like, just
They're trying to
stop.
stop them. They're soldiers trying to stop them.
Yeah.
See, he had a chance not to do that.
Yeah, they could have just walked away.
They could have walked. They killed the general. He could have completely walked, it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like what they stood for.
Yeah, I guess he definitely made a personal choice at that point, because he emphasizes it.
Yeah.
That they have a chance to walk here. Nobody really.
Responded. Yeah,
Responded.
they're in control. Cleaned house and they're pros, so they like
They did a lot.
they know
I
how
mean,
to
they went down.
Yeah, they went down, but they like fought till the end. Brutal thing to watch.
It is. I
Yeah.
just didn't understand. You know, I'd taken this long ride with them, escaping and getting out of the stuff. And then they just threw themselves at that.
What's left
it seemed
for him?
like.
That's the whole. The goal's all that matters. But
Bring
what's-
Deke back
but
in
what's left for him is what they're talking about anyway. There's nothing
with
left
the
for him.
railroad and everything moving in. And it's
It's
just
just the times are gone.
Times
That's
are
what the whole
changing,
theme
right?
is. Yeah, it's they're gunfighters or outlaws, and their times like they're
Well,
going
stay
to
there,
prison.
welcome.
It's like
Yeah. Nowhere being outlaw.
they can't go anywhere or
yeah.
do
Now that was the whole idea. He was gonna like
Go
retire.
get a farm, man. Yeah.
She got enough money though nowadays. That time, fuck buy
Well, they were
land.
in Mexico too. That would be the idea.
Oh jeez, yeah.
That was the whole
Yeah.
point. That's
Like
what he was, that
kings.
was the problem with the whole score was that they went to rob this bank at the beginning, or not bank, but
It was a railroad.
when they go to rob that, it's still Washington.
This was like the fifth
Yeah.
time, yeah, and this is the fifth time. So they set him up. They got his buddy out of prison to help set him up. He's the one who came up with the actual plan to get him, but the friggin' cigar smoking dude was just a dick. He's like, you got 10 minutes, you know? Just gonna punch that guy in the face.
Like Boss Hog.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why he just didn't like boom. Well, because he ends up joining the gang in the end anyway. I guess after the job is done, because he knows that's his ticket. If this guy dies,
Well, he did
He's
what
out
he
of it.
did. He gave his word and he followed through with it. He said he would deliver the bunch back, and he did. He did.
he could have gave his word, brought the bunch back alive, and then killed that motherfucker. He delivered him. That could have been an ending to that movie.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with
Well,
that.
Robert Rodriguez might make that movie.
I
So
hope he
Peckinpah
does.
didn't make that movie.
I know.
And it's also the fact that these gunfighters stick to a code.
Yeah. The general, the whores, there's no
Yeah.
it's all dirty.
And it's represented by those children.
There's no chivalry.
And it's represented with the children having the scorpions in this pit of fire ants being attacked, and they're just playing and having a good time. And then you see that replicated at the end when the general's dragging Angel behind the vehicle, behind the automobile.
And the kids are like chasing it. Like,
just like they were having fun with the scorpions. Yeah, that was the. It's rough.
Twisted.
And then Pike comes in and says, "What I hope you're thinking. Maybe you're not." But he says, "I hate to see that." And Ernest 49 says, "Yeah, no more than me." So I don't know if you guys relate to that or share his point of view or not, or if you just don't like Angel or not. I don't know. I like Angel. He's like trying to help his people.
Yeah, he is.
Even though his woman just like bailed on him.
Damn dirty.
His woman, well, I think that's why he hates these guys even more. I mean, he's not just trying to
all
help his people. He fucking shot her, dude.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
He was so
But she was like a
offended.
super whore.
He was so offended. He put a bullet right in the general's lap.
Yeah.
Put a bullet in her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was.
He was
wild.
He was a brave
Pretty
little,
wild.
He was a brave little guy. And he gets realistic looking faces for a lot of his background actors too, and smaller bit roles and stuff.
I completely agree with that.
I love the Mexican that says, "We are friends."
Yeah.
He reminds me of Cat Williams so much, and he's hilarious. I don't know what else I've seen him in, but that guy in that role is so fucking awesome, and it reminds me of the Treasure of the Sierra Madre with Humphrey Bogart, because there's the famous scene in that where the Mexican catches Bogart in the desert, and he's just like this, and he says, "We don't need no badges."
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
And then they replicate it in Blazing Saddles, but that was originally from Treasure of Sierra Madre. That's the thing that they really established with Deke, is the fact that all those guys that are riding with him, they're all looking to him for complete guidance, because they're just worthless. And that shows that he is on the level with Pike and the other guys.
Yeah, he keeps talking about it. He's like, "I'm stuck with you idiots."
And he praises Pike. He
Yeah.
says that those are men out there, and I'd like to be with them. You know,
Yeah.
you're a bunch of
Calls him all
things.
sorts of stuff. Just insulting.
And they don't even act like they know
Like-
what to
like,
say.
whatever.
They probably don't even understand what he's saying.
Like,
You like the joke and what's in that? He said, "What else? Mexican."
Mexican. Yeah, that was funny. I liked how in the beginning, when they were getting ready to pull the first heist, you get this heartbeat. Like it's in the background. I just like that.
Yeah, the first heist is really suspense.
It's very suspenseful, very drawn out, and then it's just like an explosion of gunfire everywhere.
It's horrible.
Yeah, people
Everyone
getting shot in the
gunned
street. They
down.
like do it during a parade. Like the railroad guy is just—he's like, "We're hitting them."
They could have let them slide. They're not getting anything.
Just washers.
Yeah.
Just
Now
washers.
they would have known though.
alright, so Roger, wrapping up.
I give it a 5. It's a
5.
masterpiece. Masterpiece of the Western genre.
Would you consider it a spaghetti western in some aspects?
No, it's not. No, it's a revisionist Western.
Okay.
But this isn't a spaghetti Western, no. John Wayne said that
Pure
Wild
again.
Bunch destroyed the myth of the West. And what bothers Dave, where he's like, "I don't want them to die. I want them to like have revenge." And just,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That's Hollywood. That's the.
You gotta have a good feeling in the.
But that's a revisionist Western. That's what. You know.
Shoot, well, I give the film 2 thumbs up. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was paced well. I thought it was shot well. I like the acting. I like the way it was just grit. You know, it wasn't polished. The film had some. It's like the movie was spitting in your face all the time. It wasn't polished. I don't know. What's that film, Dave?
I would totally recommend this movie. It's great. I want to watch it again. This is one of those movies I want to show people who haven't seen it. I definitely think it's a great film. And when I was talking about the ending, it's not that I wanted a different ending. I did, but I don't think the movie needs a different ending. I feel like the ending that it has is great. It's just, that's what I wanted. When watching it and you become a part of this team and you're with these characters, you're like, it could have ended like this, but it didn't. You know, and so I think that's good. I think it's playing with my emotions in that aspect.
Another thing, the average shot length in films, and in this film, during the shootout at the end is 1 second. Like the average shot is 1 second. Or just under 1 second.
That wraps up another week here. My pick next week, I'm going to pick Bellflower. And now we're going to wrap it up. So have a good week. See ya. Bye.